The truth is, the playing field is quite bigger now, with a lot more players, all trying to get their hands on as many jobs as possible from different paths. I remember in those days of many on-site auditions where talents would need to be in certain studios to audition for certain voiceover roles. Those nice days, the issue of distance used to be something for some voiceover talents to go for auditions. Sometimes you see an audition a lot and you check the venue, you look at the stress, you look at your time, it's in VI, it's in baby. Let me leave this one, Jerry. When you do that, you create more room for other talents to possibly click that gig. So it made it look like there were more jobs and fewer voiceover talents doing the work. Meanwhile, in the actual fact, that's not the reality. Today, all that has changed. There are much more talents stepping into the business now. There's a significant growth in the space, which I think is really great. A lot has really changed. I can, for instance, take as many auditions as possible from the comfort of my home studio, hassle-free. It's the same thing for many other voiceover talents, so the competition is much more stiffer now. You have more people bidding for the available jobs. They don't need to travel around, to go for auditions and all that. They just do it from their home. So it makes the playing field more competitive. For online voiceover freelancing platforms, it's even tougher because you're dealing with a wider range of talents from different parts of the world and levels of experiences, all that. And I know how frustrating it could be to get to audition for 10 to 20 jobs and not get a single call back. In my earlier years, there are times I did 100, 200 auditions and not a single callback. You just keep auditioning over and over again on any and every role. It's a great learning curve, because you get to learn certain things, learn your strength, your limitations and all that, if you have the time. But it can be demoralizing for many voiceover talents, especially when making money is the goal. It's, however, not a hopeless situation, as there's always a way around these things, trust me. So, like any other business, if you have a plan, and you work with that plan, chances are that you will make headways. So stop playing hit or miss, trying to be lucky. From experience, luck actually plays a very little role in the business of voiceovers. You need to understand how things work, then create a plan that you can follow. I will always say this, even when God wants to do a miracle for you, He simply opens your eyes to a plan that works. And that's how miracles are born. That's what I believe. It's just that most times you don't get to hear that part of the story. Now, what's your plan? For me, I've tried different strategies. I've drawn different plans at different times for the platforms I play on, and I've seen results, so I know it works. Auditions can burn you out fast as a voiceover talent, particularly when you're not converting those auditions to actual gigs. Chances of frustration are very, very high. So first things first for me is analyze the situation. What is my audition conversion ratio? Tell yourself the truth. Don't lie to yourself. This is a plan you're trying to build your voiceover business. So you have to be as truthful to yourself as possible. Forget the lies, forget the hypes. Tell yourself the truth. What is your audition conversion ratio? Meaning, how many auditions are you willing to do to get at least one gig? For me, some 3-4 years back, it was around 20 to 1, meaning for every 20 auditions I do, I struggle to get one gig, sometimes two. But after I started getting a better understanding of the auditioning process, the casting direction and all, I started shrinking that number. At the moment, it's 7 to 1. So it means for every 7 auditions I do, I must get one gig. Sometimes I get one before clocking the 7th audition. Guys, it's not magic. It's a plan that I follow through and through, and I think anyone can do it. So, what does it entail? How does it work? I know you can't wait. I'll share all that with you in the next episode. Let's keep things as brave as possible. Remember, if you want the voice to be heard, make it sound.